Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Natalie. Today's video is going to be very informative, very fun. We're going to be going through all of the baby essentials that you'll need before baby is born and how much you can expect to pay for these items. Now, before we jump into this video, please hit that subscribe button and also hit that like button if you find this video helpful. Also, make sure you stick around to the end because I'm going to be revealing how much all of this stuff is going to cost you, and that's a very important thing for you to know. Now, I just want to start off by giving a little disclaimer. This is geared more towards people trying to stick to more of a budget. I've picked more of the cheaper options for you just so that you can get an idea of about the minimum you're going to have to pay. But for all these products I picked, I've given you a range of how much you're going to pay. So on the cheaper end and the more expensive end. First thing you're probably going to need is a bassinet. Now, these can come pretty cheap or you can get them super duper expensive. You're looking at around $70 to $160 on the cheaper end of things. It really depends on what brand of bassinet you get, but you can get a pretty decent one for $70. With your bassinet, you're also going to need bassinet sheets. Now, you can expect to pay anywhere between $11 and $35 for sheets. That could vary a little bit depending on how many you want to get. I recommend getting at least 2 so that you can swap them out in case baby has lots of spit up or whatever, or pees through their diaper. You're going to want a few. I would say you're looking at between $11 and $35. Next thing that is an absolute essential is a car seat and a stroller. You can buy these separately, but I would highly recommend you get a car seat that is compatible with a stroller. Now, these are where it can get really pricey, but there are some cheaper options. So on the cheaper end, you're looking at around $220, and getting to more on the expensive end, you're looking at about $630. Now, this can also vary a little bit. There are some strollers that are so much more expensive than that, but this is kind of the more realistic price that you're going to be looking at. Also, if you think you can get away with just having a baby carrier and not a stroller, you're wrong. You need a stroller. I thought I didn't need a stroller, and I really did. Next on the list is a baby carrier. Now, I also very highly recommend this. I did get a Solly Baby wrap carrier. They're really cute. I'm not gonna lie. They're very Instagramic and Pinterest worthy, but I really wouldn't recommend it. In my experience, although I liked it, they're not super practical. They're not super easy to use. They definitely take some practice. If I were you, I would pick a more practical carrier. As your baby grows older, they're gonna start to grow out of the wrap. You're honestly probably gonna want one that can be front facing or one where you can wear them on your back. So for this type of carrier, you're looking at between $36 and $274. I know, expensive, but there are a lot of cheap options. Also, these are good if you have a really clingy baby and you need to get some things done. Just put them in that carrier and you can get so much stuff done, and they'll likely fall asleep in there too. Now, the next thing is a crib. Now, you might not necessarily need it right away, but it is nice to have because once baby is here and you're busy and tired, you're not going to want to have to think about purchasing a crib and looking into different cribs. So I'd recommend doing that right now. There are some cheaper options, but you're looking at between $150 and $550. Now, this is one thing I don't think you should really skimp out on. If you're planning on having multiple kids, get one that will last you, that you love, because this is a baby essential that you're probably going to use for multiple kids, and you may as well just get a nice one off the get-go. Once again, with the crib, you're gonna need crib sheets. Now, you're looking at between $21 and $29 if you're getting a 2-pack, which is highly recommended in my opinion. You'll also need a crib mattress, which will be about $50 to $80 on the cheaper end. Now, the next thing that I would highly recommend you getting is a baby swing. I used this so much in the first 3 months. Like, I'm not kidding you. She spent like hours a day in this thing, so I swear you're gonna want to spend money on this. Now, once again, there are a lot of cheap options and a lot of super expensive options. So you're looking at somewhere between $70 and $329. The cheap ones will do the trick. Next thing that you need, if you're going to be a breastfeeding mother, get a breast pump. Now, I'm not talking a manual pump. I'm not talking just a Haka, which I would also recommend, but get an electrical pump. I did not buy one before I had my daughter, and that was a mistake. In the hospital, I needed a pump. Maven wouldn't latch. I had a lot of breastfeeding problems right from the beginning, and I needed a pump. Even if you plan on exclusively breastfeeding, you're probably gonna need it at some point, and it makes life so much easier. So definitely get one. Now for a breast pump, you're looking at somewhere between $75 to $500. Now, you don't need a $500 one, but I would consider investing in one that has good reviews. Also, like I said, I would really recommend you get a Haka. They're about $19. They're definitely just a huge lifesaver when it comes to kind of getting some relief, especially in the beginning. So definitely get that. Another thing that you might want, it's not necessarily an essential, but it was an essential for us. We got a baby monitor. Baby monitors can also be really cheap or really expensive depending on what kind you want to get. If you want to get just like an audio one where you can listen to the baby, you're probably looking at around $30, whereas if you want a cheaper end video camera baby monitor, you're looking at around $90. Now for diaper bags, you really don't need to spend a ton of money on a diaper bag. You can get some really great ones for like $20, but if you want a more trendy one, you're looking at probably around $230. Next thing that I highly recommend is a play mat. Now by the time your baby is like a month or two old, you're probably gonna be using this as they're starting to figure out their surroundings. Definitely get one. We used ours a lot. On the cheaper end of things, you can get one for about $60, and on the little bit more expensive end, about $110. The next thing you'll need is a high chair. Now, you won't necessarily need this right away, but it is something to keep in mind. You do not need to spend hundreds and hundreds of dollars on a high chair. We personally have an IKEA high chair. Most people I know have an IKEA high chair, and they're only $25, and they do the trick perfectly. But once again, if you're not into IKEA high chairs and you want something a little bit more expensive, you're looking at about $150, but trust me, you really don't need an expensive one. Next thing is clothing. Now this one I had a really tough time pricing out, because if you plan on having a baby shower, you'll probably get tons of clothes, and you'll probably get just people you know giving you clothes that their babies used. If you are buying new, and if you're buying thrifted, which I would recommend if you're buying tons of baby clothes, you're probably looking at around $500 if you're shopping for the first 6 months of life, but probably about $1,000 if you're buying more new. It's really hard to tell. It really depends on how much clothing you plan on buying. You really don't need a ton. For those first 3 months of life, they only need pajamas. You're not gonna wanna dress them up in anything crazy. Now, if you plan on formula feeding, or if you plan on giving your baby a bottle with some breast milk, you're gonna need to get some bottles. There are some super duper cheap ones for like $8 or something, and we got those in the beginning, but if you plan on consistently using a bottle, I'd recommend getting a better quality bottle, like the Dr. Brown's or Event or whatever. Those are probably gonna be around $50 to $60, and with that, you'll probably also get pacifiers as well, which can be pretty cheap, but depending on the brand, you're looking at between like $5 and $20. Also, if you are having a baby shower, you'll likely also get tons of diapers, but if you don't, for the first month of baby's life, for diapers, wipes, and bum cream and stuff, you're looking at about $88. Now, that's not what it's gonna be like every month. In that first month when baby's in diapers and stuff, they pee and poop literally like consistently. They're constantly leaking pee and poo. So you're gonna be changing their diaper probably 10 to 12 times a day. It definitely slows down once they're 3 months old. So this isn't how much you're gonna be spending every month, and I'm taking into account a big pack of wipes, which will probably last you like 3 months. But that's about how much you're looking at for that first month of life. Now for blankets and burp cloths, you'll probably get gifted so many of these you won't know what to do with yourself. I'm not even gonna come up with a number for this, because people will give you so many blankets, so many burp cloths. Like, that is the go-to gift that people give. You're gonna get so many that you're gonna have to get rid of half of them. Now for lotion and shampoo, if you get a 3-pack with your shampoo, body wash, lotion, all that kind of stuff, you're looking at around $17 to $20. So that is pretty much all I have for your absolute essentials that you should be getting before baby. Now obviously there's some more stuff here and there that you wanna get after baby comes. Once you kind of get to know your baby, what his or her likes or dislikes are, there's definitely stuff that you don't need to get until baby comes, but these are things that you definitely want to get before they come. And I highly recommend you get everything on this list before baby comes, because it's just gonna be hard getting all this stuff after baby is there, trust me. And also keep in mind that it might not actually cost you this much, because you will probably get gifted stuff if you have a baby shower or if you have family and friends close to you in your life. So I wouldn't stress too much if this seems expensive, but after calculating up all of this stuff, you're looking at a pretty wide range for the final total. But on the cheapest end, you're looking at about $1,472. And on the more expensive end, you're looking at about $4,351. Kind of expensive, I know. But I hope this really gave you a little bit more of an idea of how much you're actually gonna need to spend on your baby. I know so many moms go so crazy with the stuff, and it's really not necessary. The cheap stuff is definitely gonna cut it. Don't worry about getting the most expensive, cutest thing. Your baby won't know the difference. Get your clothes thrifted, all that kind of stuff. I would always recommend thrifting things and getting things secondhand. It will save you so much money. But anyway, that is basically all for this video. I really hope that you found it helpful. If you have any other essentials that you want to add on to my list, please leave them down in the comments so that you can help other people who are preparing for babies. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video, please hit that thumbs up button. And if you want to see more of my videos, hit that subscribe button too. I do lots of motherhood videos, vlogs, budgeting videos, and if that's your cup of tea, hit that subscribe button. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys.